first video log I'm taking, and just with my smartphone. Nothing particular, special I'm using, just a camera and talking off script. Just a short introduction about myself. I'm Norse, and I'm from Minnesota. I've been living in Japan for about 9 years now, going on to 10. And I first came 9 years ago on the JET program. Before that, I studied abroad in Tokyo for about a semester in my junior year of university. And while I was in the JET program, I did all 5 years, and then after that, they decided to hire me direct contract, and I did that for another year, so 6 years total of teaching English. And then I decided I wanted to move on, even though pay was pretty decent. I wanted to do something else, and after that, I got a job at a logistics company, forwarder to be exact, in terms of the job we did. So it was a logistics company where I just helped make forms and set payments for, which is all just basic stuff, just containers, nothing real specific or anything. And that lasted about 2 years before I decided I just didn't want to be part of that job anymore. So 6 years, 2 years, and then now I moved to another job. The job I had at a logistics company as a forwarder, I was hired as a permanent employee, Seishain, but after changing jobs the second time, I've been hired as a contract employee, so I only have a 1-year contract, but I'm hoping to keep working, see what's what, and if things go well, I might stay longer. If not, I'll have to move on. And why I decided to leave, well, just a little bit more about myself. I'm from Minnesota, and I decided to just get out of the States. I study abroad when I was in my junior year because, it's not something you can do after you start working, basically. You got a full-time job, maybe you have a family. There's next to impossible to just take months out of your life and go live somewhere else and just mingle with the local population, learn about the culture and language. So it was like the best time for me, in my opinion, in my thought, that doing study abroad would be the best thing. Well, I could. After that, there would be another second chance, new opportunities to do it in the future. So I applied, I got in, and before I went to Japan, I studied Japanese since it was offered at my university, and it's best to learn the language at least as much as I could, so I can get the most out of the experience, not just try and figure out things or expect people to be able to help me out without being able to know the language. And in that one semester, I really got to enjoy Japan, even though it's just the city in Tokyo. And after that, I decided I wanted to go and work in Japan after I graduated from university with my bachelor's. And the best way for me at that time that I knew of was to apply for the JET program, which was advertised at my university and through the Japanese language program. All you have to do is apply, have a college degree, and if you get in, then you get placed somewhere in Japan with a decent pay, decent contract, nothing fishy. And once that happened, I went to the interview and waited for my response for outcome, and then I learned that I got into the program, but I was an alternate, which meant basically I was on the waiting list to see if there are any new openings. And at the time, I was pretty depressed about it because, I was seeing people that were accepted on the short list, and they were all going off to Japan as the months went by, and then I'm just sitting there waiting and waiting, and you don't know, like, you expect so many people to just want to be in Japan that no matter what happens, they'll stay the entire time, they won't break contract. But reality is actually quite different once I got here. But, at the time, I thought it was basically over after a few months of waiting. But then, like, I got the notice in August of 2012. You get notified probably around May or April. People start leaving. It's like in June, July. So you get to see all the people that make it. At the time they made a Facebook group or something, and then they were like, I got a place here, or I got a place there, and then you see them take off. The first group, second group, third group, and then they're all like, they go to orientation, and then they go their separate ways. I wasn't a part of that. I just waited, and when things seemed like it was just not gonna go my way, I started maybe looking at different offers or possibilities to get a job in Japan while applying from outside, which most are available teaching English similarly, but the the work conditions just aren't as good, and sometimes can be a little shady. So I got the notice in August, and then was told get ready to go by September, and that was the beginning of my journey to Japan. I learned my placement was Osaka, which was a pretty rare, and I guess for many it's like a very good placement because I'm not out in the countryside. I'm actually like in a big area, big city, like Osaka, or many would hope Tokyo or Kyoto. Those kind of you know famous cities that have a lot of people and a lot of things going on, not just rice paddies and fields of just farms out there. And getting the placement, I was excited. It was great. I got everything together, met some friends before I went. I tried to review all the Japanese I learned at the time, and just sat and waited until the day I got to take the plane and head off to Japan. Like the second time after that great study abroad experience I had, this continuation. And once I got here, it was kind of a strange start. For one reason, number one, I was an alternate, so I arrived alone by myself. There wasn't any other jet that would be all gathered together and moving off to an orientation. So I arrived at Narita Airport by myself, and there was supposed to be someone from the jet program that was supposed to meet me outside the gates, but due to some, I guess, miscommunication issues, no one was there to greet me and just guide me along. So there was a bit of a panic when I got out of the gate, and there was just no one there waiting for me to pick me up and tell me where to go. So, as I remember, 9 years ago, like, I got out the gates, there was no one there, I checked and looked around, and yeah, there was no one holding a sign waiting for me. So I decided what I needed to do was call my employer, school, like a board of education in Osaka, that I hoped would know something about what's going on. I took some money and exchanged it first so I could make the phone call at a phone, like a pay, like a toll phone, but there was no answer I could get because they weren't involved in any of it in terms of like picking me up at Tokyo. So yeah, I didn't know what I was supposed to do at that point, but I figured I already knew or I had an idea like which hotel I would be staying at after I arrived. So I went, had like brought my luggage along to the bus area, and just started waiting for the bus to the hotel. And fortunately, it was there that the staff that was supposed to meet me at the gates found me. And as a result, I guess it was, in the end, everything was okay, but it wasn't a pleasant beginning of the journey. But anyways, we talked. I got directions. We got on the bus to the hotel, and yeah, I got set up with my room. I was told there would be someone else that arrived on the same day and will be going off to their placement the next day. So it was kind of like, oh, there's someone else, here with me, but we're not in the same placement. We're just basically crossing paths. Never gonna meet again, kind of thing. So yeah, I got to Japan. I got into the hotel. Just yeah, relax. Just let go, and yeah, just decompress. And after that, the next day, I got on the bus to take the Shinkansen, the bullet train to Osaka. And there, when I got to Osaka, then some staff from the Board of Education came and greeted me and took me off to the Board of Education to get me introduced and have some paperwork done before I actually got to the apartment they set up for me, or yeah, set up basically. It was kind of a long drive, so we chatted a little bit, like see how they just see what kind of person I'm like, and what do I know, how much Japanese I know. And then after the introduction I got at the Board of Education, had some photos taken for an ID, got my bank account set up. It was very good. Like they were very helpful at the beginning for just getting me ready, like, or anyone that's just new to Japan, set up and ready to go. Like after that, then I think it was the next day. They brought me to a phone carrier so I could get a smartphone. Just get set up on the phone basically. But it was the first time I got a smartphone too. And yeah, for a few days I didn't go to actually the school I was assigned to, but just walked around, try and get a feel for the town. Like there were other jets in the same city, and we got together just for a meet and greet, and then also got to meet the new teachers, the teachers at the school I'd be placed with after I got to school. And to be honest though, like teaching English, it's not as great as you'd think it'd be. But if you really enjoy teaching language to somebody, it might be something you'd like regardless of all the ups and downs to the job. Well, I think I've talked enough for this session. I'll continue with more next time. Thanks for watching. See you.